Hey everybody, welcome back to Dealership Reinsurance Secrets. Sean Weeda, President of F&I Direct, joined here by Al Salas, partner of F&I Direct, as well as President and CEO of Eco Auto. Today we're going to be getting behind the lines, talking about the dealership reinsurance secrets, but they're in a very important part of them, which is the investment income. Al, first thing I want to get into with you today is talking about what is it that you found that you didn't necessarily know as a dealer, but then realized how important it is once you became a dealer when it comes to the investment strategy for a reinsurance?
Well, I didn't realize how important it was until I actually became a dealer. Coming from the agency world is something that you do every day in your day to day, being president of an agency. But as a dealer, you get fired so many things at you every single day, so many decisions that you have to make constantly. Do this, do that, this issue, that issue, this opportunity, got this, that opportunity. And you eventually get run down with the decision fatigue that when it comes to things that matter, that have long-term effects like your investment income and your reinsurance, you end up not paying as close attention as you could. And to give you my example, I've come to realize that my reinsurance is my nest egg, right? My 401k, for a lack of a better term, or retirement plan. When it comes to the dealership, it's really a business within the business, because it's just like service or F&I. It's actually behind the lines of F&I, so nobody in my dealership is taking a portion of that. So it's important. But I didn't realize, again, just you take it for granted that not just like all 401ks and IRAs, you have 401k, you have Roth 401k. Not all programs are created equal. In fact, depending on which structure or even which insurance provider you have, you may have more or less control over that investment income or return on premium that you're seeking as a dealer. You want as much as you can, right? But a lot of dealers don't realize that with some providers you can only have access to 10% of that investment income that's unearned to invest as you see fit. And in some providers or structures, you can get up to 50% of that investment income that's unearned. And that has tremendous repercussions when it comes to actually deploying that cash. But some of it you can actually recapitalize your business with. And that's a very interesting proposition.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because for us, big thing is, and how we do business is figuring out the ROP, the return on premium, finding out the best way, best strategy for a dealer to actually come back and get the most money from what they invest. And one of the things that I'd like to talk about today is when it comes to an investment strategy, how important is it to know where in each individual product is going? For instance, one of the things that we find is that a lot of dealers don't reinsure gap. And a lot of dealers are told not to reinsure gap because of the fact that, for small individual amounts that are going in, one big claim can upset their gap tremendously. However, there's a lot of different things that you can do to supplement your income when it comes to gap, which is you can take it completely out. You can put it in your reinsurance, or you can set it aside completely in a retro. What is it that you found is best beneficial for you in the size of the dealer that you are?
That's a tough question, Sean, and I'm gonna answer it as honestly as I can. What has helped me the most is truly knowledge of what's available. But because I have the knowledge of the agency world, I can navigate as my dealership has scaled and grown from zero to 30s, 40s, 50s. You know, we continue that growth path. The needs of my dealership will change because the needs of my clients will change, and also the needs of myself will change in order as I continue to fund the operation. The operation will then, it'll fund itself. It's generating its own revenues. It's making money. But as that evolves and the market changes, me having the knowledge of F&I offerings and structures and availability gives the competitive advantage to my market as we are developing and growing. Just to give you a couple of examples, right? We're talking about reinsurance and return on premium. As the market has become more competitive right now, one of the things that you can do is put a package together that gives more value to your customers, and it also puts premium into your reinsurance that exponentially grows it. A lot of people call it the why buy or the value package. But that's just one way that you can hedge against some market compression or compression in margins. That's just one option. One thing that you alluded to is going back to structure, how you set it up. So you were talking about having segregated cells to each of one of your products, so that it creates a division wall in between products in your reinsurance, so that service contracts claims go against service contract sales, gap claims go against gap sales, tire and wheel claims go against tire and wheel claims, sales, I should say. And each product stands on its own, but at the bottom, it gives you your total net worth on that reinsurance, which is very important, because if you have one of those silos go upside down, then that's not going to affect that nest egg that you've created. And if you're set up right, having a contractual liability policy on that silo will then take care of any upside downness. Not to get too technical, but because obviously I know you're familiar with all of this, but a lot of dealers are not. A lot of my peers don't understand a lot of the options that are in the marketplace. They think it's just a set it and forget it. And if you get the extra couple bucks, great. This is a business to be driven and to actually treat as its own department within your business, within your dealership.
I couldn't agree more, which is why F&I Direct's focus is to drive reinsurance instead of the set it and forget it mentality. Because as you stated, going from 0 to 30 to 40 to 50, your needs are different from when you started than where they're going to be 5 years down the line. And the set it, forget it mentality does not necessarily bring you the most value as you do grow, because what you were once is not what you will be. And that's why we drive reinsurance, and that's why ROP is so important. So I appreciate your insight, and I appreciate your input. And if next week we're going to talk about exactly what you said, the contractual liability insurance policy. So thank you.
Just before we go, Sean, not just because I think that this needs to be captured in the essence of today, for dealers that are listening to this information right here, you owe it to yourself and to your business to do the due diligence to learn what options are out there in the marketplace, and for people to stop getting foursquared by insurance companies just with that set it and forget it mindset. It is a fiduciary responsibility that you have to yourself and to your dealership to know what actually goes into the nuts and bolts of your F&I, just like in your parts department. And I think that you're doing a fantastic service for dealers out there with a platform like this.
Appreciate that, Al. Thank you very much, and we will talk to you next week.
Thank you.